world of budget Chinese automatics, there is not much of a difference in the price between one brand and another. But there is, what we will see today, a big difference in the quality and exactly what you get for that money. And I think the winner is, as the name describes, a sure winner. So, let's have a look at this thing. Good day to you all, and welcome back to another BBW watch review. Now, when I first came across this watch online, I didn't really know it was homage or what brand it was homaging. Actually, I was looking at IWC Shaffhausen watches, and in particular the Mark 15 Flieger watch. And then it struck me, it looked remarkably similar to the watch I had been looking at online from a Chinese retailer. And this is that watch. And when you compare it with the original IWC Mark 15, it's remarkable how close it is in resemblance. And the only facial difference is this date window. The original IWC does have a date window, but it only displays one day at the 3 o'clock position, where, as you can see here, there are 2 days following, moving up, and 2 days prior, moving down. Apart from that, the aesthetics is almost the same. But let's have a look at this thing in more detail. Right, kicking things right off the bat, I should mention the price. This is $13 as usual, postage and packed from Shenzhen in China. Let's look at the measurements of this thing. You have a 41.8mm diameter, a 45.7mm lug to lug, and it's quite a small distance there, which is perfect for my wrist, and it does taper down to hug the wrist, so you should have no problem wearing this if you have particularly small wrists like I do. It is kind of bulky. It has a 14.7mm height and a 22mm lug to lug for your straps. You have a domed crystal, which is mineral glass. Looking at the face itself, I believe this only comes in one version, which is this matte black, which I think is indicative of all Flieger watches. You have no applied indices. The markers and the numbers are all printed, and you do get a lot of them, starting from the chapter ring. Let's zoom in for this one. Now, as you can see, you're going to get seconds on the very outer ring, moving all around, getting closer in. You're getting larger markers that denote, I guess, the minutes. And in between those, every 5 minutes, you're getting the numerals printed for every 5 minutes up to 60. And then you have a third ring, which are the minute markers, and each 5 minutes has a loomed baton with the larger looms at the 12, the 3, the 6, and the 9. And of course, as in all Fliegers, I believe, you have a triangle above the 12. Below the 12, you have the winner logo, which is applied, as is the name below the logo. And above the 6, which is not applied, is printed, you have the Mark 15 and automatic. And again, the IWC is also a Mark 15. The only other feature is that date window. Now, as I've mentioned many times before, I'm not a great fan of date windows, and this kind of goes full-blown date window, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dates shown. The date of the present day is level with the 3 o'clock marker. The 2 before that are the 2 following days, and the 2 below that are the 2 previous days. Now, actually, I didn't mind this when I first saw it, and after a while of wearing the watch, you kind of ignore it. Even if you do like date windows, I think it's quite an original look. Don't see it on many watches. The hands themselves seem to match with the IWC. They're quite simple white stick hands. The hour does taper out and in. The minute, a slightly thinner tapering out and in, and the second, just a simple white stick. The crown itself, it's quite small for the girth of the watch, but it's no problem adjusting the hands there. 1 pull for changing the date, and 2 for changing the time itself. Now onto the back of the watch. You have an exhibition case, which is also mineral glass, and if we can read that, you have a mechanical stainless steel probably stainless steel cover, which does imply that the body itself, the case itself, is some kind of alloy metal. The movement, I found out, is something called a DD119. I'm not sure if that's a derivative of a tongji or a seagull. All I could find is a DD9 with a 35-hour power reserve. You have a bi-directional rotor, and the beats per hour is at 21,600. And there you have it. One thing I should mention is this strap. Now, the watch itself, when you get it, actually comes in a plain black strap. I'll just show you that. So this is the strap that you get with the watch. It's quite supple leather. Actually, it's not too bad. The buckle and tang are fine, a bit loose. But regardless of how okay the strap is, I always change the straps immediately onto. I much prefer steel straps. I think it gives any watch a much classier look. Let's zoom in there a bit. Okay. This strap, I shouldn't really tell you about this because it doesn't come with a watch, but I generally get these all the time for most of my watches. They're $3 to $4. They are push pin adjustment straps, butterfly deployment, and I always use them down to the last pins there. The links themselves are 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 5 individual links. There's nothing fake there. 5 individual links on a stainless steel deployment strap for about $3.50 to $4. That's why I use stainless steel straps, because the price is so cheap. So let's have a look at this thing on the wrist. And there we go, adjusted for my 6.5-inch wrist. The actual weight with this strap is 150 grams. So I actually like that kind of weight. It gives it some heft. I don't know, I don't like feeling a watch that's too light on the wrist. I like a watch with a bit of heft. So it does hug nicely. There are no gaps under the lugs. Again, 48 millimeters, my sweet spot. And there's no overhang at all. Now initially I'd never been interested in Fliegers. I thought they were kind of bland looking. But this has become one of my favourite watches in my collection. And again, $13, or with this at a market strap, this together is about $17. And for that, that's incredible, I think. Can't go wrong. I've had it for some time now, never had a problem. The timekeeping is really good. I have had it time monitored from a timekeeper, and it loses, the most I've had it lose is it gained 7 seconds a day. 7 seconds a day, $13. You cannot complain about that at all. So if you are thinking of buying your first Chinese automatic, there's not many more brands or models I would suggest stronger than this one. I really don't have any niggles at all about this watch. I think it is great. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next BBW review. Until then, take it easy.